Good morning, students. Yesterday already completed, that is menstrual cycle. After the menstrual cycle, what is the next process? That is the fertilization and implantation. Fertilization and implantation. Fertilization means fusion of male and female gametes is known as the fertilization. Okay, the implantation means after the fertilization, this zygote is attached to the endometrium of the uterus is known as the implantation. Today class we are going to discussing about fertilization and implantation. Coming to the fertilization and implantation. Fertilization and implantation. Fertilization and implantation. Fertilization and implantation. Fertilization means fusion of male and female gamete is known as the fertilization. Fertilization means fusion of male and female gametes. Fusion of male and female gametes is known as a fertilization. The fertilization takes place in the ampullary isthmic junction of the female genital tract. The fertilization takes place in female. The fertilization takes place in the female genital tract means ampullary isthmic junction. Ampullary isthmic junction. The ampullary isthmic junction means that is a fallopian tube. Is indicated. Is also known as a oviduct. The fertilization takes place in ampullary isthmic junction means oviduct or fallopian tube. During the sexual intercourse, during the coitus, during the mating, during the copulation period, the semen is deposited in the female genital tract of the vagina. The vagina to the cervix. The sperm cell travel into the movement into the cervix to the uterus. They move into the fallopian tube. Whenever the sperm cells movement takes place, at the same time the egg cell, that is the graphene follicles rupture, they produce egg cell. The egg is entered into the ovary to fallopian tube. The both fusion of the male gametes and female gametes takes place in the fallopian tube. It is known as a fertilization. During the sexual intercourse. During the sexual intercourse, that is nothing but insemination. What is the meaning of insemination? The male sperm cells are inserted into the male sperm cell is travel into the female genital tract. The male sperm cell, it is deposited into the insemination into the female genital tract is known as the insemination. During the sexual intercourse, it is nothing but coitus. It is indicated mating process. It is indicated sexual intercourse or coitus or mating process or the copulation time. The male semen is inserted into the male semen means it is the mixing of the sperm cell as well seminal fluids. The seminal fluids is consist of prostaglandins. With the help of the prostaglandins, the sperm cells are movement and the contraction of the uterus. Whenever the uterus is contraction, the sperm cells are easily move into the fallopian tube. Through the fallopian tube, the sperm cells are movement with the help of time. Okay, this male semen deposited or inserted. Okay, deposited into the cervix through the vagina. These sperm cells are reaches into the fallopian tube. Okay, for example, what is the fertilization? The fertilization is indication. The fertilization, it is indication. The fertilization is the fertilization. The male semen, it is deposited into the, it is the vagina to cervix, cervix to the uterus. The male sperm cells, the male sperm cells, the semen, it is semen inserted into the female, the genital tract. That is the mating process. During the sexual intercourse coitus mating process, the male semen deposited into the cervix. The semen is nothing but spermatozoa, sperm cells and seminal fluid. This sperm cells movement, they reaches into the fallopian tube, up to the fallopian tube. How they will reach is the sperm cell motility, the contraction of the uterus with the help of prostaglandins. Contraction of the prostaglandins and oxytocin. The oxytocin is produced by the female. The prostaglandin is present in the semen. With the help of prostaglandin oxytocin, the sperm cell, they will move into the through the fallopian up to the fallopian tube. After the fallopian tube, with the help of time, they can motile. They can move into the after the fallopian tube. They move into the after the fallopian tube. They move into the with the help of time. They will move into the fallopian tube. At the same time, simultaneously, the sperm cell move into the fallopian tube. At the same, the ovary produce XLR ovum. This ovum also move into the XL ovum into the both. Okay, the XL, it is the indicator ovum plus fusion of the sperm cell. This process takes place in the inside the fallopian or ample rhythmic junction. It is the simultaneous process. For example, the egg is not reaches into the fallopian tube, no fertilization. The maximum failure of the fertilizations are not takes place because of they are not simultaneously, they are not enter. Once they will enter means the fusion of the male and female gamete is known as fertilization. This process takes place in the inside the female genital tract. What is the fallopian tube? That is the ampullary isthmic junction, also known as oviduct, also known as the fallopian tube. Whenever the sperm cell reaches into the egg cell, whenever the sperm cell reaches into the egg cell, the sperm cell is combined with the sperm cell. It is attached to the corona radiata. The corona radiata. It is indicated secondary oocyte. The secondary oocyte. The secondary oocyte is produced by the ovaries. These are the indicate ovary. This indicate ovary produced with eggs or worm cell. This is the secondary oocyte. The secondary oocyte is consist of one important, that is a zona pellucida. What is the name? Zona pellucida. This gap is nothing but pre-vitelline space. Okay, it is the genetic materials. The genetic materials in the X cell. Okay, this is nothing but pre-vitelline space. The next one, corona radiata. What is the cells? Corona radiata cells. Whenever the sperm cell reaches into the fuse into the egg cell. Whenever the sperm cell attached to the egg cell, the sperm cell attached to the egg cell. Whenever the sperm cell contact with the corona radiata, the number of changes are taking place. They reaches into the rupturing of the zona pellucida. The remaining sperm cell they not enter. Only single sperm cell enter into the cytoplasma of the egg cell. The single sperm cell they reaches into the cytoplasma of 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 the rupturing of the this sperm cell. The head of the sperm cell is consist of the acrosome. Acrosome contain hydrolytic enzyme, that is a hydrolytic enzyme, spermolysine enzyme. This spermolysine rupture the zona pellucida membrane. Whenever this membrane is ruptured, the genetic material fuse into the egg cell. The fuse into the egg cell. Whenever the both are fusion is takes place, the formation of the zygote. The formation of the zygote. After the zygote is formed, the second process, that is a second meiosis is completed. Whenever the second meiosis is completed, at the time of the fertilization, the secondary oocyte is converted into the egg cell. The secondary oocyte is converted into the egg cell. Again, the formation of the second polar body. Okay, the second polar body, the fusion of the male and female gametes. The second polar bodies, the fusion of male and female gametes, the formation after the fertilization. After the fertilization, the second meiosis process takes place, produces second polar body and ovum. Male gametes and female gametes. The male nucleus, female nucleus, both are fused. The formation of the zygote. The male gamete fuse into the male gamete means male nucleus fuse into the female gamete. Male gamete fuse into the female gamete. Male gamete is fused into the female gamete. The male gamete means the male nucleus. The male nucleus is fused into the male nucleus is fused into the male nucleus. The male nucleus is indicate nucleus. The male nucleus fuse into the female nucleus. The male nucleus, it is fused into the female nucleus. The male nucleus fused into female nucleus. The formation of the zygote. The formation of the zygote. The zygote always indicate it is the diploid condition. Diploid condition means is indicate the fusion of the zygote is indicate diploid condition means the fusion of the male and female gametes. The fusion of male and female gametes. That is the fusion of the both genetic material. This genetic material, they will decide whether the produce the female body produce whether the male or female. It is only determined by the chromosomes. How they will determine? For example, male. For example, mother. Okay, father. For example, mother and father. Mother always, what is 46 chromosomes means 23 pairs of chromosomes. 23 pairs of chromosomes means 46 chromosomes. 46 chromosomes plus XX chromosomes. And the father 46 chromosomes plus XY chromosomes. 46 chromosomes means 23 pairs. 23 chromosomes. 23 chromosomes. 23. It is again the X chromosomes. 46 means 23 and 23. What is the chromosomes? X, Y chromosome. X and Y chromosome. These 23 chromosomes attached to the again 23 chromosomes. Okay, it is X attached to the this one X. What is the how many chromosomes? Here 46 X. It is a formation of the female. Okay, the baby girl. It is a formation of the girl. The formation of the female. This indicates the female. For example, this 23. Okay, this 23. How many 23? 46. X and X is fused into the X, Y. It is indication of the boy. It is indication of the boy is indicated XY chromosomes. XY chromosomes. Here, okay, the mother consists of XX chromosomes and Y father consists of X and Y chromosome. XY means two chromosomes are different. In the case of mother, XX chromosome is same. But here, the whether the female produce male baby or female, male baby or female baby, or male or female, or boy or girl, it is only decided by the father. The baby sex, the sex of the baby, whether the male or female, the sex of the baby is determined by the only father. The baby is determined by the sex of the baby is determined by the only father. The main reason is two chromosomes are present. The mother always gives us to the only X chromosome, always gives rise to the only X chromosome. In the case of father, it is only gives rise to the whether the X chromosome or Y chromosome. The baby sex is determined by the father. The baby sex is determined by the only father. Only determined by the father. X chromosome means father or boy. It is a mother chromosome, XX chromosomes. The baby sex is determined by the father. The baby sex is determined by the father. The baby sex is determined by the father. This fertilization takes place. See here, okay. See here, the ovary ligaments, ovaries. See here, the ovary produce egg cell. That is a secondary oocyte. It is produced egg cell, or it is a secondary oocyte is produced to the egg cell. This egg cell, the sperm cell reaches into the, it is a fallopian tube. Okay, sperm cell, sperm cell, sperm cell and egg cell. The fusion takes place. Fertilization takes place in the fallopian tube. After the fertilization, two cells are formed, means zygote. After the fertilization, zygote. This zygote is cyclical changes. The number of them, they participate into the mitotic division. They will continuously divide. They will produce 2 cells, 4 cells, and 6 cells, 8 cells, 8 cells. Okay, this zygote is divided into the mitotic division. Mitotic division means is partitioned into the cleavage. Cleavage means continuously divide. This cells, the zygote, and modified into the 2 cells. How many cells? 2 cells. Next one, 4 cells is indicate 4 cells. Next one is indicate 8 cells. Is indicate 8 cells. Is indicate 8 cells. After then, they reaches into the 8 cells to the 16 cells. 16 cells. 8 to the 16 cells. The 16 cell stage is known as a morula. The 16 cell stage is known as a morula. The zygote is divided into the 16 cells is known as a morula. These 2 cells, 4 cells, 8 cells indicate blastomeres. This indicate blastomeres. 2 cells, 4 cells, 8 cells. They indicate their cells are indicate blastomeres. Is indicated blastomeres. This 16 cell is known as a morula. is known as a morula. The zygote is a continuously divided mitotic division. They produce the 2 cell, 4 cell, 8 cell and 16 cell. This 16 cell, the sperm cell reaches into the fallopian tube. This 16 cell stays morula. It is modified into the blastocyst. It is modified into the blastomeres. Again they divide into the, they are attached to the endometrium. Attached to the endometrium. Attached to the endometrium. Endometrium. The uterus is made up of perimetrium, myometrium, endometrium. The zygote, the morula, the blastocyst. It is attached to the blastocyst. It is attached to the. It is implanted. It is penetrated into the uterus. After the morula, it is modified into the blastocyst. 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 Blastocyst. The blastocyst, it is attached to the implanted. The blastocyst, it is attached to the development of the blastocyst. The development of the blastocyst attached to the attachment of the endometrium with the implantation. What is it? Implantation. Known as a implantation. It is known as a implantation. The blastocyst attached to the implantation. Blastodevelopment is attached to the implantation. After the implantation, the uterus development also takes place. The uterus development also takes place. The uterus development is also, uterus cells also divide. The uterus cells also divide. The uterus cells also divide. It is covered to the blastocyst. It is covered to the blastocyst. Covered to the blastocyst. It is covered to the blastocyst. This uterus membrane is covered to the blastocyst. It is covered to the blastocyst. The size of the blastocyst increases. They are modified into the embryo. Modified into the embryo. It is modified into the embryo. This development takes place to the inside the. It is inside the uterus part. The endometrium to support the blastocyst. To support the blastocyst. After the blastocyst, how they will modify? After the blastocyst is consists of the blastocyst. See here. After the blastocyst, how they are modified? The blastocyst. The first one, the fertilization. What is the male gamete plus female gamete. Male gamete, female gamete. The fusion of the male gamete is known as a fusion of male and female gamete is known as a fertilization. Is known as a fertilization. After the fertilization is a sperm cell. It is the egg cell. To formation of the zygote. After the zygote, it is modified into the two cell stays. It is divided into the participated into the mitotic division. Is indicate cleavage. Cleavage means the division of the number of the cell. Millions of cells are formed. Okay, two cell. The two cell again modified into the 4 cell stays. Is indicate 4 cell stays. The 4 cell stays, 8 cell stays. Is indicate 8 cell stays. The 8 cell stays. 2 cell, 4 cell, 8 cell stays known as a blastomeres. The 8 cell stays again modified into the 16 cell stays. 16 cell stays. And more. 16 cell stays. It is known as a morula. It is indicated morula. This morula is indicate is modified into the blastocyst. Modified into the blastocyst. Blastocyst. The blastocyst. The blastocyst. It is indicate the outer layer of the cells is known as a trophoblast. It is indicated trophoblast. It is modified into the blastocyst. The first outer layer of the blastocyst is known as a trophoblast. The trophoblast, the inner cells, is known as the outer layer cells. Outer layer cells is known as trophoblast. Okay, the next one, inner cells. Inner cells. Inner cells is known as inner cell mass cells. Inner cell mass cells. Inner cell mass cells. Inner cell mass cells. It is indicate inner stem cells. Inner stem cells. It is indicated inner stem cells. Inner stem cells. It is indicated blastocele. It is indicated blastocele. Blasto, it is a blasto. Celo means cavity. It is indicated cavity. It is indicated blastocele cavity. It is indicated blastocele cavity. Again, this blastocyst attached to the endometrium. The blastocyst, the first part of the blastocyst, this trophoblast attached to the endometrium. Whenever the trophoblast first is attached to the endometrium, that endometrious part also continuously divide. The endometrium is to cover to the push to the this blastocyst inside to the uterus. Again, the uterus layers also, uterus cells also divide. The uterus is covered to the blastocyst. Covered to the blastocyst. After the blastocyst formation, this trophoblast, it is development of the trophoblast is development of the finger-like projections. The finger-like projection is known as the chorionic villi cells. What is it? Chorionic villi cells. This trophoblast cells are again divide. These blastocyst cells are again divide. This blastocyst cells again divide. See here. Okay. After the implantation takes place. After the implantation takes place. After the implantation takes place. After the implantation is completed. After the implantation is completed, the finger-like projections is indicated. The finger-like projections. This finger-like projection, chorionic villi. This chorionic villi is nothing but trophoblast cells are modified into the finger-like projections. It is related to the fetus. It is attached to the uterus. Means maternal, means mother. The both are connected. It is the formation of the placenta. Placenta means the connection between the chorionic villi and uterus is known as a placenta. The chorionic villi and the uterus membrane is indicated placenta. What is the main function of the placenta? What is the main function of the placenta? The main function of the placenta. The main function of placenta, the exchange of food material from the mother to baby. The exchange of useful materials, and as well as the baby, the fetus, the baby, the fetus, they produce to the, that is the excretory waste materials like carbon dioxide, nitrogen waste materials. This all waste material pass into the, this all waste material pass into the, it is indicate umbilical cord, umbilical cord, umbilical cord. It is indication of the umbilical cord. It is indication of the umbilical cord. It is also indication of the yolk sac. What is it now? Yolk sac. Present in the yolk sac. For the production of the yolk sac, production of the RBC cells. RBC cells. This umbilical cord, it is helpful for the umbilical cord. It is helpful for the movement of the ions from the waste material from the embryo with this fetus to the mother womb, and as well as the mother to the fetus. Mother to the fetus, this exchange is helpful for the, that is a placenta. The placenta also act as a endocrine. It is also known as a, the placenta are also known as a placenta. It is also indicate, the placenta also indicate endocrine. Endocrine, it is act as a endocrine. It is act as a endocrine gland also. It is a temporary endocrine gland also. It is a temporary endocrine gland. It produced to the, it is produced to the HCG hormone, HPL hormone, estrogen hormone, progesterone hormone, relaxin hormone. What is the hormones? HCG hormone. What are the hormones? HPL, human placental lactose, human choriogonadotropin hormone, human placental hormones, progesterones, estrogen, progesterone, estrogen, these all hormones, estrogens, and also relaxins, this hormone, HCG, HPL, progesterone, estrogen hormones produced to the placenta, and also the relaxin hormones produced by the ovary. Relaxin hormone is produced by the ovary. Relaxin hormone is produced by the ovary. During the pregnancy, three important hormones are produced: HCG, HPL, relaxin. During the pregnancy, 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 three important hormones: human choriogonadotropin hormone, HPL hormone, and also other important HCG, HPL, and also relaxin hormone. Relaxin hormone. These hormones are produced to the during the pregnancy. During the pregnancy, three important hormones are produced: HCG, HPL, relaxin hormone. At the time of the during the pregnancy and during the pregnancy period, three hormones are produced. Along during the pregnancy, some hormone levels are increases. What is the hormone levels are increases? Progesterone, estrogen, prolactin, cortisol. Okay, this thyroxine. Okay, this all are relaxin hormones also increases during the pregnancy. And also these hormones are responsible for the metabolic changes of the mother, and also in the development of the fetus. Also they will helpful for this hormones, and also inner cell mass cells, that is the inner cell mass cells are stem cells. The formation of the ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. This formation of the ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. This ectoderm is nothing but outer layer, mesoderm, and endoderm. These three layers are formation. The continuous divide. They produce the formation of the cells, tissues, organs. The cells, tissues, organs. These cells only produce cells and tissues and organs of the entire fetus. Okay. During the pregnancy, the gestation period is 9 months. During the first month of the pregnancy. The first month of the pregnancy, 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 The first month of the pregnancy. These stem cells, ectoderm, mesoderm, embryodem cells, they continuously divide. They will produce to the stem cells. Innermost cells produce to the, that is the difference, the formation of the cells, tissues, organs. The first month of the gestation period, 9 months plus or minus 7 days. Okay, the gestation period, the first month of the pregnancy, first month of the pregnancy, first month of the pregnancy, first month of the pregnancy is the development of the heart. Okay, the development of the heart. The first month of the pregnancy, heart is formed. Whenever you can observe heartbeat with the help of, okay, with the help of the development of this heartbeat is helpful for the help of stethoscope. Okay, the second month of the pregnancy, second month of the pregnancy, second month of the pregnancy, second month of the pregnancy. The second month of the pregnancy, it is a formation of the limbs, the formation of the limbs and the limbs, and it is a formation of the limbs and also the third month. It is a third month means first, that is a 6 weeks, that is nothing but 12 weeks. You know, 12 weeks. 12 weeks means that is a first trimester. First trimester means first 3 months. 3 months is completed. The formation of the complete development of the organs, that is the limbs and genital organs. Limbs and digits. Limbs and genital organs. Genital organs are formed. 12 weeks. After the third month, next one, fifth month. The fifth month. Okay, the fifth month, it is a formation of the small, it is a movement of the baby. Movement of the baby. The movement of the baby, the small air, it is a formation of the head. It is a formation of the head. Next one, sixth month means that is a 24 weeks. 24 weeks means that is a second trimester. The formation of the second trimester, the formation of the eyelashes, okay, eyebrows, okay, eyelashes, eyelids, these eyelids are open, okay, eyelids. These organs development takes place in the second trimester means 6th month. After the 6 months, again, that is the 9th month of these, that is the 7th month, 8th month, 9th month, the complete, the remaining all organs of formation takes place. The gestation period is completed. Once the gestation period is completed, the delivery of the baby, then that is the next one. The delivery of the baby is known as parturition. The delivery of the baby is known as parturition. Delivery of the baby is known as the complete development of the 9 months baby. The deliver is known as a parturition. The delivery of the baby is known as a parturition. Okay, 9 months baby is known as 9 months. Okay, 9 months of gestation completely. How this delivery parturition? The parturition is it is mechanism is involved. That is important mechanism. It is known as a fetal ejection reflex actions. What is the mechanism? Fetal ejection reflex. Fetal ejection reflex. The fetal ejection reflex, the signal is erased from the complete development of the baby. The signal, it is transfer into the uterus part, it is the medium contraction. Again the uterus, the signal sent into the posterior pituitary of the female. The posterior pituitary of the female produce to the oxytocin. This oxytocin, it is increase, the concentration increases. Whenever the oxytocin concentration increases, the maximum contraction in the uterus, the baby is delivered. This, it is helpful for the hormonal as well as neural signal. It is indicated fetus is ejected into the outside. This reflex is influenced by the regulated by the hormones as well as neurons. Hormone as well as neurons. Okay, the complete development. How this fetal ejection reflexes? The fetal ejection reflexes. The complete baby is formed. The development baby is formed in the uterus. The complete development baby is, for example, the development baby is formed inside the uterus part. The baby development is a formation of the complete development of the baby. The complete development of the baby. Okay, the complete uterus is completely formation is indicated. Amniotic fluid is indicated. Amniotic fluid. The complete development takes place. This signal, the first one, the fetus, it is initiated. The signals, because the main reason is the fetus is developed to the neural. This neural, it is that is no nerve cord is developed. This nerve signal they will send into the uterus part. The nerve signal is sent into the uterus part. The nerve signal is sent into the uterus part. The neural signal is sent into the uterus part. This uterus part they will send into the posterior pituitary. Signal sent into the posterior pituitary. This posterior pituitary produces to the oxytocin hormone. This oxytocin hormone, first one, the neural signal pass arise into the complete development of the baby. After the signal enter into the uterus, after the signal enter into the posterior pituitary of the female, enter into the female, produced oxytocin. This oxytocin is responsible for the, again, contraction of the fetus. Whenever the fetus contraction, this one is rupture. Whenever this one rupture, the complete 9-month baby is delivered. It is the rupturing of this one. It is the rupturing of this entire amniotic membrane and amniotic fluid. This baby is pushed into they will travel into the uterus. They will enter into the cervix to the vagina. The cervix and vagina, it is act as a birth canal. It is indicate fetal ejection reflex. Fetal means the fetus is delivered. Okay, the fetus is delivered. That ejection means ejected into the outside the uterus, to the cervix to the vagina to the outside the mother home. Okay, which it is the fetal ejection reflex are also known as endocrine as well as hormonal regulation. It is the endocrine as well as hormonal regulation. The hormonal and neural regulation. The neural signal arises from the baby. The hormone formation takes place to the posterior pituitary of the female. The both one is responsible for the increase oxytocin concentration increases. It is the activation of the endometrium. Whenever the activation of the endometrium, the contraction of the endometrium. Whenever the contraction of endometrium, the baby it is rupture. Whenever rupture, the baby is delivered. The delivery of the baby is responsible for the fetal ejection reflection. Is responsible for the paturation condition. After the paturation condition, the mammary glands, the differentiation during the pregnancy and the differentiation, they will produce the ejection of the milk. Mammary gland produce to the ejection of the milk. The first few days, the mother produce some amount of milk. The first few days, the mammary glands produce. This milk is known as a colostrum. The first, it is known to indicate colostrum. The first few days of the pregnancy, after the completion of the paturation, the first few days of the mother produces the milk is known as the colostrum milk. It is consist of the IgA immunoglobulins it is more nutrient value of the other milk. The more nutrient value of the milk. This milk is nourishment to the baby. Nourishment to the first few days. The first few days milk is known as a colostrum milk. It is produced by the, that is nothing but lactation period. After the paturation, the mammary gland produced the milk. This milk is to provide the nourishment to the baby. It is known as the milk production. It produced to the colostrum. Production to the colostrum. It is a chapter is completed.